What did you think of Evander as a fighter coming into that fight?
I just thought he was awesome. I had great admiration and respect for him, but I just never thought he could beat me.
What did you think of the fight?
It wasn't a good one.
It wasn't a good one.
No.
Yeah.
I was hoping he would knock Jake Paul out, just because that's the Cinderella story. I don't have anything against Jake Paul. I like Jake Paul. I think what he's doing is genius.
What did you think of Evander as a fighter coming into that fight? I just thought he was awesome. I had great admiration and respect for him, but I just never thought he could beat me. What did you think of the fight? That wasn't a good one. It wasn't a good one. Yeah, I was hoping he would knock Jake Paul out just because that's the Cinderella story. I don't have anything against Jake Paul the First. Like Jake Paul the First, think what he's doing is genius. Mike Tyson has reportedly agreed to fight Evander Holyfield in a trilogy fight at 58. Tyson tried to relive his glory days in a November bout against Jake Paul, but the showdown fell flat. Fans were left disappointed, longing to see Iron Mike unleash his trademark power. Could a second fight deliver the fireworks they crave? According to Michael Jai White, it all hinges on one crucial factor: the caliber of opponent standing across the ring from the legendary ex-champion. White didn't hold back his thoughts on Tyson, whose record stands at 57. When the conversation shifted to Tyson's potential next opponent, White mentioned Holyfield, 62, as a contender he'd be eager to see step into the ring. The action star told Vlad TV, "It depends on who he gets in the ring with. I mean, he could get in there with Holyfield again." The American actor also highlighted Holyfield's most recent bout, which was against Victor Board. Unfortunately for the real deal, the fight concluded with a first-round knockout defeat. Michael G. White continued, "Did you see Holyfield's last fight? He lost to Vitor Belfort. He was knocked out by Vitor Belfort. The Spawn star isn't the only one championing the idea of reeling the rivalry between these two legends. Evander Holyfield, with an impressive record of October 2, 44, has also voiced interest in completing a trilogy with Tyson, though he suggested it might follow Tyson's bout with the problem child. However, fans may already feel like the trilogy is unfolding right before their eyes. Holyfield took to social media hinting that fans were clamoring for a trilogy bout between them. Tyson's reply, however, was nothing short of entertaining. The Brooklyn native wrote in the comments, "I love you, brother, but the trilogy is our friendship." Ultimately, Holyfield conceded to Tyson's suggestion that their relationship would be the basis for the trilogy match. Holyfield declared in a separate post, "But Mike's right, the trilogy is our friendship and respect. The fans have spoken. No need for gloves to keep this friendship strong." Holyfield and Tyson clashed twice, with Holyfield claiming victory in their first bout in 1996, securing the WBA title. However, it was their notorious rematch, marked by Tyson's infamous ear-biting incident, that cemented its place in boxing history. At least now fans can safely rule out Holyfield as a potential opponent for Tyson. Notably, Evander Holyfield attended the high-profile boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, and the experience sparked an idea: perhaps it's time for one final round in the ring. Paul secured a unanimous decision victory over Tyson in their bout. Tyson pushed through all 8 rounds against the YouTuber-turned-boxer. After the match, he disclosed a near-fatal battle with an ulcer earlier this year, a health scare that forced the fight's original July date to be postponed to November. Holyfield looked as though he was prepared for a final battle with Tyson. A trilogy bout seems unlikely for either fighter. Tyson's clash with Paul marked Iron Mike's first sanctioned appearance in the ring since 2005. Meanwhile, Holyfield last stepped into a sanctioned fight in 2011 when he faced Brian Nayland. Regarding their boxing endeavors, both fighters endorsed Jake and Logan Paul. In a 2022 interview with Fox News Digital, Jake Paul's victory over Tyson put him at 11. Meanwhile, World Boxing News revealed that Tyson was offered a $25 million check in 2021 to face Holyfield in a rematch. Iron Mike turned down the hefty sum, only to later accept $20 million, $5 million less, to square off with a YouTuber. 3 years after. Since the beginning, the entire fiasco hasn't made much sense. It's reasonable to say, according to WBN report, when the proposal was presented to Tyson, Holyfield's manager Chris Lawrence made a public spectacle in an attempt to pressure Tyson into agreeing. However, the tactic proved ineffective. Representatives of Evander Holyfield expressed frustration after Mike Tyson's representatives refused to accept a $25 million guarantee from Team Holyfield. The offer was to participate in Tyson v. Holyfield 3 at the Hard Rock Stadium to kick off Memorial Day weekend. They said they added the parties have been in intense negotiations for several months. Team Holyfield sincerely believed the deal was imminent, especially after the Hard Rock threw its support behind the project. There were multiple other offers conveyed to Team Tyson. However, Team Tyson's demands recently became untenable, not what Mike Tyson initially agreed. In direct conversations with Holyfield following the release, Lawrence made an appearance on SiriusXM's AK and Barack show. He said, "We want what's fair for Evander in this situation. Evander is not upside to anyone, let alone Mike Tyson. He won the first 2 fights. Mike and Evander verbally agreed to a 50-50 split for this. We want what was promised to us. Hopefully Mike's team recognizes what a global event this would be. Evander has one more fight left in the tank." And this was it after Tyson lost to Paul on points in Texas. The Real Deal quickly reiterated his offer to him. Even though Holyfield was 62 as of now, it appears that neither will be entering the ring. On the other hand, Jake Paul's company Most Valuable Promotions, which collaborated with Netflix for the November 15th live-streamed showdown between Paul and Mike Tyson, has addressed accusations suggesting the fight was manipulated or staged following the wide circulation of incorrect and baseless claims that undermine the integrity of the Paul vs. Tyson event. Most Valuable Promotions would like to set the record straight regarding the contractual agreements and the nature of the fight, the company said in a statement Monday. The MVP statement continued, rigging a professional boxing match is a federal crime in the U.S. Paul vs. Tyson was a professional match sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations. Both fighters in good faith performed to the best of their abilities with the goal of winning the fight. There were absolutely no restrictions, contractual or otherwise, around either fighter. Each boxer was able to use his full arsenal to win the fight. Any agreement to the contrary would violate TDLR boxing rules. In a highly anticipated heavyweight clash at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, 27-year-old Paul emerged victorious over the 58-year-old Tyson, securing a unanimous decision after 8 rounds of intense action. MVP in its statement said, "Trash talk and speculation are common in sports, and athletes and promoters need to tolerate nonsensical commentary, jokes and opinions, but suggesting anything other than full effort from these fighters is not only naive but an insult to the work they put into their craft and to the sport itself." They further mentioned it is further illogical and inane that MVP in the debut of a hopeful long-term partnership with the world's biggest streamer, an organization that made its first ever foray into live professional sports with Paul vs. Tyson, would even so much as consider such a perverse violation of the rules of competition. Paul, a social media star and YouTuber who started a professional boxing career, and business partner Nikisa Badarian formed MVP in 2021. Barron said in a statement, "This is not the first time Jake Paul has faced unfounded skepticism or outright disbelief as a professional athlete, and frankly the claim that his bout must have been rigged is just the latest backhanded compliment to come his way. As long as Jake continues to exceed expectations, there will always be those who try to discredit his achievement. Immense. We embrace the doubt. It only fuels Jake to work harder and achieve greater success." In the November 19th episode of his brother Logan Paul's podcast Impulsive, Paul also addressed claims that the Tyson fight was a sham. On the podcast, Jake Paul addressed claims that his fight with Tyson was rigged, explaining that people criticized Tyson's performance by comparing his training on the pads to his showing in the ring. Paul argued that Tyson's performance differed because he was reacting to Paul's power, speed, agility and footwork, which allowed him to evade punches. He also remarked on Tyson's elusiveness during their fight, admitting that Tyson was difficult to hit and that he missed many punches due to Tyson's ability to sidestep effectively. "Yeah, and people are like, oh, it's rigged because look at him on the pads, but he didn't do this in the fight because someone is ___ punching back, you dumb, like people don't realize my power that is true, and my jab and my speed and my ability and my footwork to get out of the way of those punches." So then all of a sudden he's throwing at literally air. "He can't land those punches on me. Was he hard to hit? He was hard to hit. He was elusive. I was missing. I can't believe he can move like that. A lot of punches. I don't know how he gets off to the side like that. You know what's impressive is after he gets off to the side and then he'll come up and parry a little bit like he's still tuned in with his defense. His defense was impregnable, impetuous." The Netflix live stream of the Tyson-Paul match faced numerous technical glitches, including freezing video and reduced quality. Despite these issues, the event still attracted an estimated 108 million global viewers on average per minute. making it the most streamed global sporting event ever according to Netflix. At its peak, the match saw 65 million concurrent streams worldwide, with 38 million of those coming from the United States. Mike Tyson's unsuccessful comeback fight.